HVBs and divine beings. I had to come back, right? Because before I was on my regular page and I had typed in Shirley Rain's tarot reading and nothing came up. But then when I was on this page, which is my excuse me, which is my YouTube to put out the messages, two fake ass readers showed up. You got this fake ass one demonic boy named Sirus or Sirus, whatever. He works for the fake elite. Y'all know that dude who's the 6'7" guard or whatever the fuck they call him, that 6'7" guy who got that cup? That's who that nigga Cyrus or whoever, he comes from the same group, those motherfuckers. Then you got that fake bitch, the Neo Tarot reader, right? She already knew in her spirit gonna lie talking about. She said don't ask her nothing about her personal life. Why the fuck would you do a reading about a person's personal life? At the end of the day, you supposed to give out a damn divine message. So she gonna use typical. Oh, she want to keep the vibration of the people. Anybody that watched Miss Shirley Raines already know what type of message she was. So let's get this karma started. At the end of the day, y'all hearing these frauds. The series nigga talk about a black activist was going to die. How did the fuck y'all think he know anything? It's because he rolled with the killers. First and foremost. Second of all, Miss Shirley was never a fucking black activist. Do the fuck they know what a fucking activist is? I don't think they know what an activist is. Miss Shirley was a humanitarian. An activist is somebody who goes out and protest, do all this stuff and all that bullshit, right? Miss Shirley never did none of that bullshit that they said she was a black activist. No, the fuck she wasn't. She was a humanitarian. So gives me confirmation that I know God Almighty didn't give them nothing. Because why would God Almighty tell you to label her as something that she does not embody? That lady was a humanitarian. Go Google what an activist is and then go Google humanitarian. And do not put her in humanitarian because you heard me say it. Use your own spiritual gifts, use your own intuition, and see which one does she fall under. Because I've never seen her get up to go protest. I've never seen her do none of that. What I seen her do is humanitarian work. What does that mean? Meaning taking her own money, taking her own energy, and getting donations from others, and doing work in the field, going out. A humanitarian is what the fuck Miss Shirley Raines was. She was not a fucking black activist. A black activist would be somebody like Malcolm X. Okay? How many times did y'all see Miss Shirley get up there and protest? I'm pretty sure everybody that watched Miss Shirley from the beginning all the way up until now, you've only seen her what? Feed the homeless, take care of the homeless, clothe the homeless, do their hair, speak life into them. That's a humanitarian. It's not a fucking black activist. Pay attention, and I'm going that Neo Tarot reader. Pay attention to her. That Sirus, whatever the fuck. Pay attention because the lineage of Miss Shirley Raines is going to walk on anybody who is playing in her motherfucking energy. The Neo Tarot reader talking about she was getting requests. First and foremost, HBBs and divine beings, we already know you can't do requesting because that's an invasion of privacy. You can only do readings on what God Almighty give you access to. So if the collective, because they're talking about collective, a collective of people is negative and good people, but it's more negative people than it is positive. It's more performance and frauds than it is authentic. So when you hear them saying spirit and collective, that's how you know that God Almighty didn't gift them anything. Because God Almighty do not call us collective. God Almighty call us gods and goddess, divine beings, high vibrating beings. God Almighty ain't never came to me and said, hey, go to the collective. Never. So y'all need to pay attention to these motherfuckers that I'm calling out, because watch karma hit them ASAP. I just spoke on both of they shit. They gonna be experiencing it. Because at the end of the day, if God Almighty told you to do that, then why would God Almighty tell you to call her a black activist? Something that she's not. Huh? Y'all go do me a favor. Go look up the definition for activist and then go look up the definition for humanitarian. And use your own spiritual gifts, your intuition, your crown chakra. And you tell me which one does she fall under. And if you do not know who Shirley Raines is, please Do not put your 2 cents in on nothing. I'm talking about people that actually watch her. That lady was a full-on humanitarian. I've never seen her get on Skid Row and protest. I've never seen her do none of that shit. What I seen her do on Skid Row is bring food that she done cooked from her fucking house. Take products and foods and deodorants, makeup, beauty stuff, hygiene stuff from out her warehouses where people all over the world then sent her money to donate. She didn't take those donations and fund herself. All that money she poured right back into them people. She was never a fucking activist. So that Sirus nigga who talking about, oh, a black activist was going to die, he was wrong. Because Shirley Raines is not who the fuck he was speaking on. She's not an activist. She's a humanitarian. Now, the Neo Tarot reader, she starts off saying, oh, well, I'm not going to. That's because you don't have fucking permission. Talk about she going to what Shirley Raines is, what the shit she wanted us to focus on was the collective. No the fuck she didn't. No the fuck she didn't. If a god or a goddess dies, right? That means somebody did some foul play. Why the fuck would she say, hey, yeah, go out there and tell them to stay high vibe, da da da. No, she's going to get the truth out. Because the truth of the matter is, y'all don't have Akashic records. You don't have access. And then to be giving out stuff that everybody can blatantly see. Come on. Anybody can get up on social media and say, hey, Miss Shirley Raines want to put out a positive message. And how can anybody do that? Because she was a positive person. Give people something that don't nobody know about. They're giving shit that anybody can say. That girl ain't got no permission. She ain't got no access. Then on top of that, the bitch not a psychic medium. So I just want to know, how the fuck are you talking to people that done passed away, allegedly? Because you're not a psychic medium. I scan her energy. She don't got a lick of psychic medium in nothing that she does. And then what further lets me know that she's a harlot, aka a jarlet, aka a succubus, is because the bitch is out there doing readings on Super and her husband. Does that sound like a divine feminine, or does that sound like a Tasha K? Because I'm pretty sure God Almighty never instructed nobody to say, hey, go put Super business out. Go. And then you got people in the comments talking about, oh, well, you need to go ahead and do a reading on Super because I need to see, because they had said all this shit on the news. This is why I tell you to never be a part of a collective. They belong to the devil. Whether you want to believe it or not, guess what? I'm willing to bet you any amount of money God Almighty gonna drop the energy down to show y'all that what the fuck I'm telling y'all is divine facts. That nigga talking about, oh, she was a black activist. I told y'all I was right. No, you wasn't, because she's not a black activist. So how were you right? You were wrong. You said a black activist. I'm pretty sure God Almighty would have said a woman. Would have gave out something more detailed. But I'm pretty sure if God Almighty said she's a humanitarian, I don't think God Almighty would go to nobody else to say, hey, she was a black activist. Y'all don't know what an activist is. You just hear a word and you try to run with it. I've never seen her get up and say anything political. I've never seen her out there doing none of that stuff. See, what a humanitarian does is they lead by example. Meaning she getting up and feeding the homeless, taking care of the homeless. That's humanitarian work. That's not activist work. So y'all make sure y'all pay attention to all these motherfucking frauds. Then that little fake bitch, the divine divination bitch, she out there trying to rap. Didn't I tell y'all monkey see, monkey do? She trying to act like she got God Almighty giving gifts, but you on a song rapping about how niggas in your DM talking about how thick you is in clothes. That's not a divine feminine. That's not a goddess. That's a harlot. That's a succubus. Y'all need to open up your eye, your third eye, and look at these motherfuckers. They can no longer tell any fucking lies because I'm on their ass. When they say something, I'm going to show y'all that they're fucking frauds. And I'm for certain God Almighty going to drop the energy. As above, so below. Pay attention to these people that I called the fuck out. Because you're going to be seeing them in their community board, especially the Neo Terror Reader, begging, oh, pray for me, or all this other stuff. I'm going to tell you something. You don't pray for the wicked because at the end of the day, who told them to play in Miss Shirley energy? Who told them to do that? It damn sure wasn't God Almighty because that's frowned upon. God Almighty teaches you can't invade people's privacy. That's why opinions don't hold no weight with the divine. Guessing don't hold no weight with the divine. Only truth does. So the messages that they were giving out is not of truth. It's of, oh, I need to be liked. I need to be seen. Oh, I'm a content creator. Their intentions was not pure. And to deal or speak with somebody who was that fucking pure and your energy, meaning you don't embody it, that's somebody who embodies wicked energy speaking on somebody who embodies divine energy. That's a mixing match. God Almighty will never give you permission to speak on something pure, knowing that you embody dark energy. I said, let me type it in on my exquisite intuition channel, because I'm pretty sure 2 people popped up. It was a short from a demonic warlock. That nigga who had that cup, and he be like, don't be trying to control me. Don't be trying to tell me what to do. That's what that nigga Sirus is. Sirus, whatever the fuck he is. He's a warlock. He's not a divine masculine. So what that means? That means you're not getting anything that you got from him does not come from God Almighty. You can even look at the nigga and tell that he's demonic. He's playing a character. He's masked the fuck up. The Neo Tarot Reader, definitely a fraud. Definitely a fraud. In her about page, she changed it to put protected. We're going to go screenshot it before she tried to delete it. She said protected, right? Watch God Almighty show you that she's not protected. And it's y'all are not going to have to wait a while. I'm telling you, energy been put down. Anybody that I see speaking on that lady energy, that's a witch or a warlock, you will be condemned. Condemned to any energy that you put out. Remember, you must have permission from God Almighty, the creator, the beginning, the end, the truth. If God Almighty didn't instruct you, then that means you are energy doing energy manipulation. And that's frowned upon. That's what the devil's kids do. So I just had to get up here and put that message out. That lady was never a fucking activist. She's a humanitarian. Get. Now get it right. Clock that T. Anybody that I tag, I comment, or I speak on, I'm willing to bet you any amount of money you're going to receive extreme karma. And it's not no karma for a brief second. It's for the rest of your motherfucking lifetime here. Until you witches and warlocks tell the motherfucking truth, your health will decline. How can you go live or do anything or put out any videos when you're not mobile? When you're that fucking sick, when you're bedridden? Pay the fuck attention. You're going to have one of them that's going to be trying to upload anyway. Pay the fuck attention. They might even try to, oh, it took me 3 times to upload it, Pay attention. I'm telling y'all, God Almighty about to light up anything that's not motherfucking pure. Anything that's pretending like it got a gift from God Almighty. You're going to get your ass lit the fuck up. Because God Almighty do not give messages through cards. God Almighty do not heal people through cards. Don't do none of the shit that Neo Tarot reading was doing. And she tried to call her name Neo. Are you a female or are you a male? So as feminine, why do you have Keanu Reeves' name? Shout out to that oracle, because she gonna light your ass up. Because you're trying to play a character that your energy does not fucking embody. Neo didn't invade people's privacy. Neo didn't do blog type energy. You speaking on Super and her husband? What the fuck does that got to do with God Almighty? What does that have to do with God Almighty? It got everything to do with the devil. Because negative shit. People wanting to be nosy. And to read the people in her comments further lets me know what type of people is following her. Motherfuckers that don't got no gifts. Motherfuckers that pay attention to the next motherfucker that want to know what other people got going on instead of pouring into themselves. At the end of the day, I said this from day one. You have to have permission from God Almighty. And if you don't got permission, you're going to wish that you never played in nothing. So I'm about to get up off of here. Y'all pay attention to these fake ass tarot readers and you pay attention to the fake elite. Remember, earthquake. So what the fuck you going? It's either earthquake or a fucking explosion. That's gonna be confirmation that animal and the rest of the animals is down there fucking them people up. Them fucking reptoids, the devil's kids. And then they wanted Miss Shirley Raines out because they wanted those people from off their block or off of whatever. Watch what happens over there in California. Watch what happens with that little strip leading to Nevada. Pay the fuck attention. God Almighty is about to speak. And I'm telling you, when God Almighty speaks, if your ass is motherfucking wicked, it's giving judgment. Judgment is not for pure people, people with good intentions. Judgment is for people that are performers, frauds, the phony, the fucking baloney, the cheesy, the corny, the macaroni. To be masked, well, what card did I pull out? It said trickery and victim. Y'all, do not feel sorry for none of these motherfuckers. Don't send up no prayers, no nothing. This is karma that they decided to play in. And we're returning all that negative energy right back to their ass times a billion, trillion, million, gazillion into infinity and beyond. Until motherfuckers tell the truth that they don't bear no fruits of God Almighty. They don't get no messages from God Almighty. The health is going to decline and decline. It's given like Ray J. They be so quick to see something going on in the news and they be quick to drop a reading. That's not how God Almighty work. That's how the devil work. So with that being said, her lineage, paid the fuck attention. They about to choke a lot of motherfuckers out. A lot. And when I say her lineage, I'm not talking about her children. I'm talking about divine spirits that are not flesh. Because her children is spirit and flesh. And I know y'all like, well, wouldn't she give it to her daughter? Mercedes is the energy that I got. Not her daughter. That don't mean her daughter not going to have her stuff in order and do all this shit. I've never said that. All those people, hearts and spirits that she touched, they're going to get their life together. Y'all going to, and can't nobody lie because y'all remember seeing these people. Certain ones all the time. You seen them. Watch the change. They could have looked like a bum one day and now they looking like lawyers, doctors or something. Pay attention. And anybody that speak on Miss Shirley and your ass was not instructed to by God Almighty, you will reap extreme karma because you can no longer play like y'all motherfuckers been playing. Big divine energy. We don't go off of fraudulent shit. We don't go off of content creator likes and views. That bitch said, she said that she don't want me to talk about her life. Why would you talk about her life any fucking way, her personal life? That never made sense to me. So that shows you what type of motherfucker she is. A messy ass succubus. Because God Almighty does not come to me and say, hey, well, we're going to talk about this person's life. We're going to da-da-da-da. Negative. I bring truth and justice. So the only reason why you see me speaking on people is what? To bring the truth and then bring the justice. So let's ask them, why y'all speaking on them? It's giving content creator. That's what the fuck is giving. Huh? Go look at all their readings. Look at who they doing readings on. I remember when I first started out, I did the request a reading because it's monkey see, monkey do. Then you saw me stop because God Almighty said that's enough. Now, put out the energy that that we go by, meaning you don't go into nobody's energy. You don't open up no realm, open up no portal, go through no dimension, go in no realm without my permission. If I do not give you permission, you will reap whatever energy that you're playing in. I heard that. Let that marinate in my mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I said, you got it. I ain't even about you. What? People will come to me, hey, can you do this? I don't got permission to do that. I can't just give you a reading because you want to know. That's not how God Almighty works. So y'all make sure y'all pay attention to these motherfuckers. That don't mean watch them, just pay attention. You can go look in their community boards or whatever. Watch how this energy changed for them. And every time somebody do something, I'm going to call them out and I'm going to have you administer them. Watch them. So you can see for yourself that when I say somebody's going to get fucked up, you're going to see it. They're not getting away with nothing. The death of Miss Shirley done really turned the goddamn energy up. Y'all better, I'm still telling y'all better pack y'all shit the fuck up. Because y'all are being sacrificed by the fake elite. Have you ever seen the devil lay his head down? For y'all or for anybody? No, the devil wants you to lay your head down so you can get chopped the fuck off. Because a chopper don't cut hair off. It cut heads off. So, whatever is placed upon them, remember, they chose it. So with that being said, HBBs and divine beings, Miss Shirley Raines is a fucking humanitarian. She's not a black activist. Stay away from the devil's kids. They don't know nothing. They don't have truth. What they bring is whatever the fuck the media put out. What they bring is fucking opinion. The divine is divine facts. It's nothing but truth. It ain't what the fuck we're guessing. It ain't what you want to hear. It's none of that. It's what the fuck God Almighty presents. And what the fuck they put out, I'm for certain God Almighty did not instruct them to do none of that shit. Because God Almighty will never have you play in energy when God Almighty said to play in somebody's energy. That's energy manipulation and that's frowned upon. That's demonic. They talk to spirit, meaning a negative entity. They do not talk to the divine. That bitch out here talking about, oh, what she said. How did she say that? You're not a psychic medium. That's crazy as fuck. And remember recently I said it's tarot readers that's trying to do readings on people who died. But you do zodiacs? So where did this psychic mediumship come from? It's giving frauds. Make sure y'all fucking pay attention. HBBs and divine beings, the real gods and goddesses. When I tell y'all that this energy, that her fucking lineage, that the whole goddamn divine is putting down, y'all gonna feel it. You're going to know. I got a feeling people are going to be coming to me to email me or message me. Hey, look at this shit. This motherfucker, they getting fucked up. Prophecy. So with that being said, to the real gods and goddesses, the pure people, the people who don't pretend, the motherfuckers who are not fakes, the motherfuckers who don't need to be seen, they need the message to be heard. May God Almighty be with you, within you, and surrounding you. Shalom.